it's really funny how the new developers, or maybe not new, but the latest developers you told about Microsoft or .NET, they would say, "What? That's totally obscure, man. That's totally out of sync right now." But do you see them on their Macs using Visual Studio Code, using GitHub?
But GitHub, it was bad, but
yeah, whatever. But
they are doing a great job with all the platforms.
Exactly.
All the bugs that they are putting
sometimes
there,
or sometimes they're using Xamarin or things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
so
still there.
I think the mindset it started to change. We are now being able to start talking back to, or we are back into the consumers, because this is a very interesting thing. Microsoft technologies are in a gray area, as you mentioned, for the consumer, for the developers, for the people that are working by their own. But for the companies, the platform is so strong still. You can find a lot of works with .NET technologies because companies are still requiring those projects.
Correct. Because there's also reliability, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. On Microsoft. What new technologies do you see on this?
Yeah, for example, they are doing a good job of trying to accomplish what is coming to the future. So, for example, Blazor is a new technology that is runs on the client side, on the Explorer. That is using a technology that is open, and a lot of companies are working. But Microsoft, I believe, is the one that is putting more attention to this technology, which is the WebAssembly.
Correct. I have a quick question. Is that only when you develop Blazor client applications? Because I understand there's also Blazor server application, right?
They started with the technology with Blazor server, which was kind of the evolution of the MVC or the APIs. It was the evolution of both MVC front end and web APIs. So they are sending all the bits from the server to the client. Correct. So they are still doing some processing on the server with the with the Razor Blade server. But Correct. At some point they finished this part that is called the Blazor WebAssembly. I don't remember, but everything is now being executed on the client.
Correct.
So, and you need to consume, for example, a backend for sure, because you need to access data that is not in the client.
Correct.
I'm explaining myself.
Yeah. So, but a lot of logic is done on the client side.
Exactly.
As many other frameworks.
To be honest, is trying to find their way into the competition from Angular, React, and that all kind of things. That if you know, those are executing all the business or everything on the client and just consuming data from the backend.
Yeah, totally agree. I'm actually doing just for not so much this time because I don't have much free time, but I was doing like a project in Blazor, just for like personal project, and
for learning. Yeah,
I found it really interesting and easy to use. To be honest, it was like, man.
And here's the thing: Blazor is not JavaScript. It doesn't execute any JavaScript. There is I forgot the term. There is a way to communicate Java with the WebAssembly. Again, Blazor is WebAssembly, and there is a lot of effort from Google, from or Facebook, or other big companies trying to do the WebAssembly approach. It means that there is a machine that is executing your code in the client, in the browser. And you can write those, you can write code for that virtual machine or for that WebAssembly in .NET, in Go, in some other languages.
Yeah, maybe they're using kind of a JavaScript API or something, or
No,
no,
everything is being executed by
everything.
the browser.
Okay,
That's
everything is.
that's the thing. Yeah, exactly.
But only certain versions of browsers
Do you
support.
remember Flash?
Yeah.
It's kind of that approach.
Oh,
Flash,
okay.
with Flash, we have JavaScript, or what was the name? But it was the connection. But you can write code only for Java, and you don't need to access the JavaScript engine.
Okay.
Did I explain myself?
I think yep.
So, but Java, it was again a closed technology and with a lot of issues. So they tried to get back that idea and put it in the browsers and open it to everybody to be able to provide their engine for the different language.